Good evening. This is Vivian, and today is Saturday, and we are still reviewing this book, A Year of Positive Thinking, Daily Inspiration, Courage, and Wisdom by Cindy Spiegel. Now, we have a lighting issue because I'm outside. Well, I'm not outside. I'm on the patio, and the sun is shining. I think the sun is actually getting ready to go down, so you might see me in shadow a little bit, but I'm still here. I'll get a little closer to the camera so you can actually see me. But so last night, talking about feelings. Feel whatever you're feeling. Let it run its course to a certain extent. If you're feeling sad, um, you know, don't feel bad about feeling sad. It's okay. Everybody does it every once in a while. Uh, don't feel bad about getting angry because everybody does it every once in a while. But for those types of feelings, just try your best to come out of it as quickly as possible. There's nothing in the rule book that says you have to be happy and positive 24/7. 365. There's nothing, there's no rules in there. Um, but we want to make sure that, if we're feeling these feelings, acknowledge them, feel them, then let them go. It's one of those things, right? Okay. And I'm leaning because the sun is just like really bright. So anyway, Um, tonight we're talking about releasing what you no longer need. And whatever that thing is that you no longer need. So I'm going to read the anecdote and then we're going to get into that. All right. Surrender the parts of your past that no longer serve you. People, possessions, thoughts. Be willing to release them if you don't need them anymore. Doing so creates the space you need to allow in true love, to create honest connection, and to live an extraordinarily fulfilled life. I like that because, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I kind of share what's going on with me because I can relate things to myself. I can say what I've seen for other people, but I can't really tell you what other people are feeling. So I can kind of compare whatever this is to myself. So all of us, at some point or another, need to release what we no longer need. Personally, I've been guilty of holding on to my past way longer than I should have. I turned over, I just fumed over past relationships or, past failed relationships. What I was doing really was remembering what went wrong versus what went right in the relationship. And I kept holding on to that anger and disappointment and all that way longer than I should have. But and it wasn't serving me. It wasn't doing anything for me. It wasn't enhancing my life. It wasn't allowing me to move forward. It wasn't allowing me to do anything. It was keeping me in a place of mistrust, doubt, skepticism, all of that stuff, right? Um, and it was blocking my heart from receiving true love. Now, all of us, sometimes hold on to habits that don't serve us, because, people say something like, it's something I've always done. And, have you said that to yourself? Probably once or twice, right? And because people say, well, you need to change. Well, no, this is how I've always been. That's what a lot of people say. I've heard myself say it once or twice. And there are so many people, right now that I could quote, who talk about letting things go that don't serve you. But I'm going to do the simplest one I know. Dr. Phil. If you don't know who Dr. Phil is, Google him, because he said So how's that working out for you? Excuse me. I had to sneeze there. And that's his catchphrase, right? Because, he's a psychiatrist. And when people tell him, well, I can't change that because that's how I've always been, that's the first thing he says. So how's that working out for you? If you're not going to change, then what's the point in going to a psychologist? What's the point in taking personal development classes? Nothing really. You're wasting your time. You're wasting the person's time. So let go of those people that are toxic in your life. Let go of those things that aren't really doing anything for you. You're just holding on to them for whatever reason. Whether some things are sentimental, and I'm not telling you to get rid of sentimental value things, but sometimes we accumulate so many things we never see them. I have been personally guilty of that. I have so many things that when I moved, I was shocked at how much stuff I had. It's like, where did all this stuff come from? And it's not stuff I need because half of it's still in boxes. And it's been in boxes for a while. And so obviously I don't need it because it's still in the box, right? Let go of those emotions or thoughts that don't serve you, habits that don't serve you, old grudges that don't serve you, hate, negativity, all those things that don't do a doggone thing for you. Let it go. Because it's not hurting, like, for the grudge part. That's not hurting the other person at all. They've probably gone on with their lives. They care not what you think. So you're just holding on to a grudge, making yourself ill. For what reason? None. So let it go. None of this is going to serve you. So in order to grow and become a better person, you have to be willing to let go of something, something that you don't need anymore. And some things, you may go through it and say, I still need that. I still need that habit because it's a good one. Well, to keep the good ones, throw away the bad ones. I can't get rid of that person. They're my spouse or they're my husband. I mean, my, girlfriend or my boyfriend or family member or whatever. You don't have to get rid of them, like get rid of them. But you need to sit down and have a conversation, especially if it's your spouse. You need to sit down and have a conversation. Like, we need to talk. Family members, same thing. We need to talk. And some people you just have to love from a distance. You just say, okay, I love you, but I can't have you around me. You're kind of toxic for me here. I mean, don't be mean about it. That's not necessary, but just have a conversation. This is what I'm trying to do for me in my life. I'm trying to let go of things that don't serve me. And here's some of the things that I think that I need to let go. Can you help me with that? Something like that. Just whatever. So that you're not creating the space of them being upset or hurt or whatever. Okay. So I can tell you that, it's hard to let things go. I mean, at least it has been for me. But once you do, it just opens up your eyes. It shows you how chained up and locked up that you were. It was like you coming out of prison, or you're coming up out of the water after you thought you were drowning or something. What you do is when you let go of old hurt, you can create a space for a new love, or sometimes your first love. Sometimes, you were hurt by something or someone, or you patterned your life after somebody